I'm first also joined by Dr. Sangita Reddy, who's the Joint Managing Director of Apollo. Dr. Sangita Reddy, please tell me, today you put out a tweet saying certain oxygen tankers were being held back, were not being allowed to move. It was retweeted many times. What forced you to go public?
So I've now been in my 38 years of working in the healthcare sector. I have never had to do anything like this before. But basically the size of the crisis and the fact that 300, 400 patients are depending on us. And we need to, when they come to us with faith and trust, we have to be able to deliver for them. But beyond Apollo, I knew that finally Apollo will get oxygen, but I also knew that hundreds of other hospitals. But the main point I want to convey is that actually India does not have a shortage in terms of the production capacity of oxygen. The shortage is in the cylinders as well as in the vans to move them. This is a very important aspect. And therefore, what I wanted was for all the trucks which are transporting oxygen to be treated like ambulances and given free access, because they're being held up at borders. Administrators are making calls to INOX in the middle of the night saying, where is my oxygen? Everybody is feeling that pressure. I felt that if the system could come together.
Is this an artificial scarcity then being created?
I don't think it's an artificial scarcity. What has happened, Arnab, is that in the last crisis that we had, the requirement of oxygen from the approximately 2,000 to 3,000 tons per day actually doubled. But in this crisis, in this second wave, this requirement of oxygen has actually gone up fourfold, and it's upward of 7,000
tons. Why didn't we anticipate that? Why didn't we anticipate that?
So this is a fantastic question, but the basic fact is that the surge which has happened now, the rate moving up to 300,000 new cases per day, this kind of peaking happened in the US over a period of 60 days. In India, it's happened over 14 days. This kind of peaking is unprecedented anywhere in the world. So now what we need to do is really focus on optimizing the transportation of oxygen by getting the best out of our cylinders as well as our containers. Also,
but did we get caught off guard then?
So Arnab, if people are crying for want of oxygen, if hospitals have only 2 hours of supply, then this is definitely a national crisis. But I must say that the FICCI president reached out to the Home Minister.
No, but why didn't that's all. That's an individual case. I'm saying it is quite clear to me that this crisis was waiting to happen, and that somewhere we all felt that the worst of COVID was behind us.
So that was
we thought that we had gotten away.
January, February, that was truly the case. Everybody went off guard. And the fact is the worst variant of the virus is non-appropriate COVID behavior. That variation is what has caught us more than anything. And this is across the country. So it's important for us now to get seriously back into COVID-appropriate behavior.
Sure.
Be very serious about masks. Ramp up and work together towards this really difficult situation.
Yes.
We are committed. We are enhancing beds. We are doing whatever we can. We're moving staff, nurses, non-nursing people to help nurses. But we must take bold steps. Whether it is in waiving off the nurses, there are 60,000 nurses waiting to take their final exam. Maybe we can find a way to waive that final exam, give them their certification subject to an exam somewhere in the next 12 months. Let us take bold steps and enhance the public health system and the patient health system.
Sangita, we had 1 year to do that. And I began my program tonight by saying that success has many fathers and failure is none. And in order to move ahead, we must truly first start by acknowledging that we as a country have failed to anticipate the scale of a second wave. It is only when we accept our failure will we move ahead. But thanks for highlighting these issues right on top of the program, Sangita.
There is no doubt about that, Arnab. But right now, what I'm saying that in parallel, that let us accept the crisis and start solving the crisis. That's where I'm coming from on this.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Thank you, Sangita.
Thank you.
Mohandas Pai.
And I must say that, when we speak
Yes.
out, people are listening. So I thank the government and I want everybody to work together to solve this problem.
Yeah.
And we are committed to give our very best to our patients.
Yeah.
Please enable us to do so.
True. That's so true. That's so true. But then that's the most important thing, isn't it, Mohandas Pai, that we must now start speaking up.